Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live at 5. I've got the start perfect today. Let's just hope I can get through this show. And when I get to the end, think to myself, no regrets. I got through it. I remembered everything. That's what we want to do. Because there is so much stuff to... there's so much stuff in these jam-packed shows. As time goes on, there's more and more stuff coming in that needs to be reported on. And my goodness, have we got a show for you today. So my show is not a shitcoin show. It is not for shitcoiners. It is not for people with shit for brains. It is for intelligent, intellectual people that actually understand what the graphs are that I'm going to be going through. And got some new ones today, so we'll get to those. But let's cut straight to it. We are opening up with the Twitch TV screen because YouTube have tried to ban me twice. First of all, they deleted my channels. Then they were preventing me from editing my shows. Then they were deleting my episodes, and I was like, you know what? I'm not having any of this. So now we broadcast live on Twitch, live at 5 every day from whatever country I'm in. Currently in the UK on GMT. The trailer then gets uploaded onto YouTube, and then we get the full episode on Streamanity, because Streamanity is where you can upload your content and you can set your own fee and get paid for the quality. That's what it's all about. It is going to be the next generation of TV, pay-per-view, even with just micropayments. That's all it's going to be. You know, I mean, you don't need a lot. I mean, loads of people are doing YouTube videos and they don't get anything for them at all. I mean, this is awesome. Oh, I can see Diddy Weldon and BSV Russia in the house already. Great stuff. Good to see you all. Right, that's the Twitch TV done. So yeah, if you want to catch my show, you need to go to www.twitch.tv/SatoshiTV. And let's crack on. So images for the newbies, up and coming. Again, the OGs know exactly what we're looking at here. This is for the future when everybody comes into Bitcoin saying, what on earth is BSV? Well, it's just Bitcoin. This is probably the clearest image that I could come up with really to describe this. This just simply shows you the protocol and where the protocol has gone and where it is. What these arrows show you are the ticker symbols and where they went and where the value left and how Bitcoin was debased. So first of all, on the 1st of August 2017, that's when the chain split. Then Blockstream got their claws into their own private chain, and on the 24th of August 2017, they segregated the chain of signatures, making it a private network and crashing the fundamental value of BTC down to zero. Literally zero, because any money that has a central point of authority or control is effectively a security. It is not money, and you will never get China or America to agree to use something that has a central point of authority or control. So unfortunately, in order for something not to have a central point of authority or control, people have to be able to get their dirty mitts on it and change it, which is what has happened. However, it's the neutral chain that keeps the value. So BTC is centralized and completely and utterly worthless because it hasn't scaled either. And then you've got Roger Ver and his crony mates who have done the same, except they added Schnorr signatures. They were trying to make it anonymous. They were trying to encourage people to smoke crack in their own home, whereas the guys at Blockstream were just encouraging people not to use it. So BTC says, or Blockstream says, don't use it. Bcrash says, we'll use it, but break the law with it. You know, smoke crack in your own home. You know, promote child abuse imagery. You know, do engage in human trafficking, kidnapping. You know, human organ donation on the black market. All that kind of stuff. Absolutely insane. I have utter contempt for both those camps. And to be honest with you, shitcoiners, to be honest with you. Because no matter how hard you try, you cannot explain this to a shitcoiner. They just don't get it. I've tried numerous times. Honestly, it's absolutely... I mean, I could name a few, but I don't want to name and shame just yet. They're going to get what's coming to them anyway. So let's have a look at this next image. Again, this is really important. I was speaking to somebody earlier today who bought Ripple just before it crashed, and I was just like, "What were you thinking? Like, you know, how do they not know?" And like, they were just like, "Well, you know, backed by the banks." I was just like, "Oh my god." These people have no idea about consensus algorithms. Like Brad Garlinghouse has said many a times, oh, you know, Ripple's exactly the same as Ethereum and Bitcoin. And the government said Ethereum and Bitcoin are commodities. Oh my God. Like literally, can you believe it? Here is a guy that, I mean, I don't know if he was a billionaire, but he must have been pretty good. He must have been a billionaire at one point because of his holdings of Ripple. He's got all this money, all this, you know, money at his disposal, and he hasn't bothered to find out the difference between a commodity and a security. What is it that makes a digital commodity? What makes a digital commodity? So a commodity is something that is common to everyone. Anyone and everyone can mine it if they have, or they can get hold of it if they have the economic, you know, incentive and resources to be able to do it. That's it. Whereas XRP is made up by Ripple. You cannot mine XRP. You cannot get hold of XRP without permission. You have to purchase XRP from Ripple. It is absolutely a security. The best way to remember it is that securities have their value secured by the single entity that created it and issued it. Hence all these shitcoins here. So Bcrash now is essentially controlled by Roger Ver and his crony mates. That is now technically a security. Corecoin is owned and controlled by Blockstream. It is a security. Cardano, only input-output Hong Kong can mine Cardano. It is absolutely centrally controlled. Monero is anonymous. Therefore, you have nobody holding the creator of the system to account. So therefore, it is also centralized. Ethereum going to proof of stake. No competition between the stakeholders. Utterly centralized. Tezos already proof of stake. EOS, even worse. The guy who created it delegated the stake to all of his mates. Unbelievable. ERC20 tokens built on Ethereum, so they don't even have a blockchain. They don't even have like a native blockchain. They're just literally built on top of it. But at least they don't burn to balance the ledger. Whereas pre-mine like XRP, Stellar, and Tron and Neo, they all burn. They're all pre-mined. They're absolute, complete and utter scams. Pieces of shit. Hence the term shitcoin. And it pains me to say that literally the only cryptocurrency on the market that's got any credibility is Litecoin. And Charlie Lee exit scammed the shit out of it because he said he created it. He created it, therefore he knew it was a piece of shit. And everybody knew who he was, which discredits it. So we only have Bitcoin left. And these symbols along the top, so we've got obviously commodity. It uses proof of work because that creates competition between those who maintain the system and allows anyone and everyone to get their hands on it if they have the economic incentive and the resources to do it. Development is the heavy lifting, the massive building that's gone on. The result is a locked protocol, which means anyone and everyone can build on it because it is permissionless. The emoji is just wings. The future is it's going to rocket. The description, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The coin stamp is BSV and the coin type is Bitcoin. That's what it is. So I hope that's helped out any shitcoiners listening to my show. Although I doubt they'll be listening to my show right now because they're too busy looking at number go up. Alright, number go up really doesn't float my boat. Oh, it could hit 32. Coin could hit 32,000 by the end of the show. But we'll go over what's causing this. I think probably in the next part of the show. So for any of you guys who are watching the trailer, you might not get to see me explain this, but I'll see how I feel when we get there. So let's. This is the crypto forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network. So we've got Bitcoin with 0.3% of the hash rate. You can hardly even see it. Bcrash 1.1. Coin 98.5, but that's because it's got the price to sustain the hash rate. Network nodes, same as the ever since the 15th of November 2018. Bitcoin 2.3, Bcrash 9.9, Coin 87.8. Transactions, here we go. The sleeping giant has awoke. We are back on track. Check it out. So we've got Bitcoin with 33.6. We'll see where they're coming from in a minute. Bcrash 18.5. They're going to be loving this at the moment. And then we've got Coin with 47.9. We've got block size 31.3. Bcrash 10.8. And then Coin 58.0. But let's have a look at spot the biggest block on Bcrash, and then we'll see what Hathor is up to. Look at this. Hathor absolutely macking it. So Hathor mining the blocks still gets the block reward, which prevents the other miners on the network from getting it, which means it makes it less profitable for them to do so, which is hilarious. But look at this. Hathor actually mining blocks with data in. So we'll play spot the biggest block. Oh, look, Hathor's mined a 1.2 megabyte block. Ample's got a 1.4. Oh, but I think we'll be hard pushed to see anything bigger than that on Bcrash. Yeah, look at that, a 1.4 megabyte block. But Hathor mining all these blocks, taking them away from these shitcoin enterprises, strangling the economic incentive for the chain is what it's doing. Then we have a look over at Coin, and again they've got a 1 megabyte restriction because they don't want people to use it. Because I mean, why would you use money? Absolutely ridiculous. And we do normally look at Bcrash, but we're not going to do that today because CoinDarts, as I've seen, have given up on Armory's coin. You know, they've decided that it's dead. So they've basically made the decision for him. He might be sat there on his throne with his own money, but yeah, it's a dead chain. It's ridiculous. So let's play spot the biggest block on Bitcoin, and it looks like Tal has been macking it hard. Hathor still mining blocks with data in, which is good to see because they're actually processing transactions. Looks like Tal has been macking it hard today. Looking forward to seeing the global hash rate when we get down to the bottom. Hathor still macking it, so it looks like it's between. Looks like it's been Tal and Hathor. There is I can't see any Binance on the chain. They've been shaken off again. Brilliant, brilliant. So hash rate, yada yada yada. Yeah, hash rate will follow price, which follows value. And as we know that Bitcoin is the only coin with any value. Proof of work by network again, Coin and Bcrash will just simply stop overnight, literally, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Hash rate, Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Proof of work, Bcrash versus Bitcoin. It is 34,700 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than it is Coin, because Coin is a piece of shit. It is currently 9.5% more profitable to mine on Coin, it's because number go up at the moment. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Oh, you know, Coin winning. Transactions by network, Coolcoin winning. Transactions per block, Coolcoin winning. Fees, USD, Bitcoin smashing it. Fees, Satoshis, Bitcoin smashing it. Block reward ratio, again, that will come in time. Like I said, it follows price, which will follow value. Blockchain growth, again, just laughing at Bcrash here. Absolutely hilarious. Here we go, right. Global hash rate, 7 days. Binance macking it hard on Coolcoin. And Jihan, which is BTC.com, up there. It looks like Poolin is the loser, losing out to Binance and Huobi, who it's usually Poolin, BTC.com, and F2 Pool that are top 3. Global hash rate 24 hours, Cano up there, squeezing BTC.com and Poolin out even further to 5th and 7th. So this is Coolcoin. Wow, look at this Coolcoin. Cano absolutely loving this at the moment. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Like, I mean, I'm going to explain to you why numbers going up at the end of this, at the end of these figures, and it's literally going to be a race to the bottom, like literally. So all these people mining BTC shitcoin enterprises, they need to be wiped out. Oh my goodness. So Bcrash again, Hathor macking it hard, 43.7, and Pool loving that for whatever reason. Maybe they've taken themselves off. Well, I don't think they were mining Amaris coin anyway. Dutch mining on there. Jihan, Bitcoin.com, yeah, whatever, Roger. Here we go. This is Bitcoin. So Hathor has beaten Tal to the top spot, probably because this chart maybe isn't taken into account the last maybe 10 blocks that have been mined that Tal got their hands on. But then below Hathor and Tau, we've got VAR BTC and a Huobi. Again, I'm not too sure about Huobi and VAR BTC, but I mean, playing the cards right at the moment, getting lucky. BTC.com is Jihan. They can do one. I think F2 Pool isn't friendly, but maybe they're gesturing. Don't know what they're doing. Right, so that's CoinDance out of the way. Let's have a quick look at some of these other images. One of these other metrics. Here we go. So this is Bitcoin Blocks Live. This is the global hash rate working in front of our very eyes. So what's exciting about this is that, you know, until we saw this, the white paper was just simply theoretical. But now we can see that theory working in front of our eyes. It is absolutely phenomenal. So in the top right hand corner, we've got transactions per second. I've seen this as high as 3,000. It's currently 1.2. These vertical rectangular blocks that we're seeing in front of us are transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network. Below that are the organizations who are generating those transactions. We've got the transaction ID, the input, the output, and the type and the op return. And once those transactions are recognized by the nodes on the network, they're thrown into the meme pool, which is where they are then competed for by the miners, who compete against each other to process the transactions, put it in a block, then store the block on the blockchain, and be rewarded with a Coinbase, which is the block reward of 6.25 Bitcoin. So if we scroll over this 17 megabyte block, in the highlighted rectangular box below, we can see the hash number of the block, the height, who it was mined by, size, time, transaction count, total fees. So the point about looking at the fees there is that in that 17.5 megabyte block, the total fees equaled $3.24. So the picture I'm going to look at now is this one. So literally crossover anticipated around Q1 2021. We are in Q1 now, ladies and germs. Yes, indeed. So we're expecting huge transaction volume on chain, and this is what shitcoiners don't get. We need the fees in the block to surpass the block reward, because the block reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks. So therefore, we need something to replace the block reward, which is the fees, because if number doesn't go up, which is just simply like a massive Ponzi scheme, as we'll see in just a minute. If they're just simply relying on Bitcoin, what do we do after the year 2140, which is when the last Bitcoin is mined? Like, then what? Oh, right. Well, it's been the greatest Ponzi scheme in history. You know, what a waste. The whole point of Bitcoin is that it economically sustains the system before the system becomes economically self-sustaining. It is absolutely phenomenal. I love Bitcoin. So yeah, we're expecting huge transactions on chain, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Let's have a look at this other graph then. So this is a comparative chart. This is BitInfo charts. Really funny. They have lots of different metrics here, which you can have a giggle at. Again, it's going to be fascinating to watch these change over time. We'll look at last transactions 24 hours. But the rich list is really funny because you can see the number of Bitcoins and shitcoins that are in each wallet. And then BitInfo charts, you can see the shitcoins across the top, and then they're the ones that you can compare. And then you scroll over the highlighted blue tabs on the left, to which we'll go for transactions, and then you can compare them. Or if we go to log, and then we'll do 3 years, because that's when Bitcoin was created. We'll take out Doge because that's a joke coin, like quite literally. We will we'll add in Bitcoin because that's what we want, and we'll add in Bcrash for lulz. Yes, indeed. Here we go. So if you're an investor, you'll be going, "Oh, what's this? What's that? What's this one that's shooting up?" Well, that's Bitcoin. But the reason it starts here is because on record, this was when even though the chain has not stopped, the fact is the ticker symbol has changed. So this shows you the start of the new ticker symbol and the new price that Bitcoin had, or should we say, well, yeah, it's got huge value. But this is what shows you the transactions and when they started on the same chain, but with the new ticker symbol. That's all it is. And the ticker symbol here is BSV. Look at that. So we'll just see where transactions are at the moment, because they've popped up. Again, just hovering below Coin and Ethereum, but we will get them quick fast. Yes, indeed. Gaining on them. Oh, and yeah, it's time to look at the shitcoin markets. Here we go. I forgot to look at this yesterday because I got carried away with these other figures. But look at that. Coin has now surpassed to 32,000. It's gone up basically like $1,000 in a day. But if you're holding Coin, it's a race to the bottom. So I mean, let's have a look at this chart just for lulz. Anyway, look at this. So it's actually up 10% in the last 24 hours. So let's do this on. Let's have a look at this on the week. It's impressive. This shows you what Bitcoin is capable of. 25% on the week, 66% on the month, 182% on 3 months, 227% on 6 months. 300% in 1 year. In 1 year, and let's look at this price comparison to where we were back at the end of 2017, where it got to a high of $19,339 according to CoinCrap. And look at this. So it's actually surpassed 30,000 now, because it's on $32,000. But we'll get to what's causing this immense price hike in just a moment. Let's have a quick look at Bitcoin, because that's the only one I'm really interested in. Actually, we'll have a quick look at XRP, because that's absolutely hilarious. Shitcoin traders are still trading it. Like, oh my god, you've got to be absolutely insane. Like, to buy this security. I mean, we all know they're shitcoins anyway, but now it's actually been outlined, and people are still trading it. I mean, absolutely insane. Even though it's gone down a bit. I also placed a trade on TDXP earlier, the first one. Cashed out. Oh no, did I cash out too early? Oh no, I can't be too early. I think it was around here. Quick 20% in 24 hours. Oh yeah, so I went in right about there, and 2 p.m. today, so it was before that. So I cashed out right about there. So nice little one. TDXP, great website. Uses BSV as the base, and you can trade various cryptos and commodities and whatever. There is a maximum 25 BSV bet basically that you can place on a trade. I presume that must be in your portfolio really. And then there's a maximum 5x leverage. So worth checking out. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. See what's going on here. Oh, up a little bit today. 0.8. Nothing like Coin, but who cares? Because Coin is a piece of shit. Oh yeah, just looking at it. Can't be bothered looking at price. Don't really need to look at price at all. Not one iota. There we go. Yeah, let's crack on with these things that I want. Oh, metrics, of course. Let's check out Diego's tweet. Would you believe it? They've taken the like away. Look, I like this every day now. Usually, Twitter were trying to be subtle about this. They were like taking the like away every 3 days, you know, hoping that maybe I'd forget about it. But no, we come back to it, and now it's every day they take it away. So there we go, Diego, that's yours. Let's check out our man. We'll do Ruthie's tweet first. Here we go. Here we go, Ruthie. When oh, yeah, there we go. Thought my computer was going to crash then. What? Ruthie's tweet. Here we go. Let's have a little look at this. Is it 175 where it was? 875 where it was yesterday or anything like that? Let's see. Have they taken it away? Ah, look at that. I liked that yesterday. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, are they going to let it run now? That should be well over 1,000 likes by now. And let's check out our man, I'm Satoshi. How many followers? 60.1. Thought that might be a little bit high. You know, high expectations now. His followers absolutely cruising along. Brilliant stuff. Love seeing that. Here we go. Right. So yeah, let's get on with talking about this price and liquidity shortage. So I know most of my followers have already seen this, but doesn't help to refresh our memories like every now and again. Check this out. We're gonna look at this first, and I'm gonna explain it, and then we're gonna look at some of these charts, because this is shocking. But while we're doing this, because we're now halfway through the show, if you do have any questions, please put them into Shelly Mack if she's there, or anyone else. Oh yeah, Shelly's in there. Great stuff. She says 5 here. Thank you very much. Oh, 15 says KP Dad. Great stuff. Yeah, handles and paymails, getting ready. I got so carried away yesterday, I forgot to ding a dong. Outrageous. Oh my goodness. Right, let's go back to the beginning on this. So I'm going to explain this, and then we'll go into looking at these charts. Oh, right. So this shows you the spread of BTC and where they were on the 4th of August. Now this date, 4th of August, is quite important. When we're going to look at some charts in a minute, and I'll show you where the 4th of August is in relation to other metrics and what's happened to this Bitcoin. So let's go through this. Remember, this is whales. So whales were, you know, early investors, early miners, you know, sort of like contributing to the system. Basically kind of like, you know, a lot of these, I suppose, whales, either like OTC traders or effectively they would have been available for you know, liquidity purposes, and also these Bitcoin on exchanges would also have been available for purchases and things like that. So now we're going to see what's happened, and remember these are pretty much originals. You know, for whales, like, you know, the old guard, as it were, the OGs, and the exchanges as well, which is where, you know, obviously trading all these shit coins. That's where the liquidity. That's where the liquidity is in these two. So let's play this and see where the BTC has moved to and what effect this has had. Here we go. Here we go. So remember, saw some huge movements here. Probably around, like, certainly when we got to 23rd, 24th of October, and then November as well, there were some big movements. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on both here, even though I can't multitask as a bloke. I can only keep my eye on one thing at a time. Oh, look at that move. That was a big move from the exchanges there. That was another big move too. That was huge on the 21st of October. Look at that. You can see the whales are starting to capitulate. Wait till we see some other big movements. That was quite big. That was big from the exchanges. Look at that, yeah. So early November, the exchanges started getting rid of it. And look at whales as well. Look, that was huge from the exchanges. So that was like early November. That was big, middle of November. That was big. That was a big move from the whales there, getting moving towards late November now. Look, that was huge. That was big from the exchanges, late November. That was big from the exchanges, December. We'll start to see exchanges really diluting their holdings now. And we're going to see the whales diluting their holdings as well. Look at that. That was huge. So it was December 13th, big movement from. And look at this. These other exchanges are almost fully disintegrated. That was big from whales, 18th, or 17th, and 18th, and 19th. Look at that. Huge movements there over Christmas from the whales. Whoa! Look at that. Massive movement there towards the end of December. Huge movements. Look at that from the exchanges. Like, whoa. And there we are. Look at that. Look at that. A complete turnaround. So, BTC's off exchanges, plural, onto Binance. And the whales are out. The whales are out. These are all shitcoiners, retailers. So basically what's kind of like kept the well, that during the time while I was moving, that kept the liquidity relatively high and people were buying. But now all the whales are out and the exchanges are also out. So now where can people buy their BTC from if these people are, if these organizations are not holding them anymore? Right, so let's see what has happened. Check this out. Here we go. Going to look at these. Right. Oh, seriously, I don't want that just yet. This is what we want. Right. Open Sesame. Got it. Okay, now let's have a look at this. So this is, it says cumulative change in BTC by liquidity class. So this starts from the first, well, it starts January last year and goes all the way up to like the end of this year. So we've got highly liquid supply in the red. Look, that massively dropped off. Yeah, I would say, I mean, this is September, so we're talking October. I mean, look at that tail off. Absolutely plummeting. And then liquid supply, again, well, just sort of like, dropping, but it's the highly liquid supply that's really dropped off. And then the illiquid supply. So basically, as these have been tailing off, the illiquid supply that has gone over to people that, don't sell it, don't trade it, basically sort of like retailers who, don't contribute anything to the way the system functions, just hodling it. Look at this. So the illiquid supply has absolutely accelerated. And look at what the price has done. So that must be the price. So let's have a look at this next image. And this is liquid supply just simply versus illiquid supply and the price. So look at this. So the liquid supply gone up, and then as it gets to it absolutely plummeted October to where we are now, and the illiquid supply shot up. Look at that. So the illiquid supply has crossed around, or started actually crossing it at the beginning of last year, according to this chart. But this is the most interesting one. So look at this. we've got the liquid supply, which is the supply that's basically available for anyone and everyone to purchase, versus the illiquid supply, which is ones that aren't moving, just like stuck in wallets. And then we've got the price. So I mean, look at this. That illiquid supply has now crossed the liquid supply. So there is far more illiquid BTC than there is liquid. And look at the effect that has had on the price. Look at that. The price is shooting up. But there is no fundamental value behind this price movement. It is a result of the liquid BTC being tied up, no longer available. But if you ask me personally, because of what we know is likely to happen, and because we've seen where the BTC is, it's now no longer held by the exchanges. All the whales, they've got rid of them. In order for Bitcoin to succeed, all those dirty traders need to be wiped out. They all need to be wiped out. So think about it. If the price is going up and going up and going up, you know, those investors are like enjoying themselves. They're not going to sell. They're still in. However, you've got dirty traders with their BTC shorts set at what they think is a ridiculously high price. Now, we've just seen that Cointelegraph has reported that $100 million worth of shorts were liquidated at $30,000. So that's basically taken pretty much all the short traders out of the market. There may be more, but the price needs to go higher in order to wipe those short sellers out. So it needs to happen. So I would say that this is a massive price pump caused by the lack of liquidity. So the price is shooting up. It's got those dirty short traders out of the market. And I'll tell you what's left. The retail investors. So they're still in. So the short traders are now out. In fact, the price might even have to go higher to wipe the really strong short sellers out. They're just like, whoa, yeah, I'll keep my position open at like 50k. So it might have to shoot past them to liquidate all of them to get them gone. And then once those short sellers are out of the market, then it's time to just wipe all those shitcoin traders off the face of the planet. Wipe this utter shitcoin off the face of the planet. So personally, I think what we're looking at here, this price, I would say that this is the slingshot. I think this is the slingshot that is being loaded up, ready to flip Coin with Bitcoin. That's what I think we're witnessing right here. And look at that. There's no value behind it. It's just ping, right up. Liquids right down. Wipe out all the short traders. And then literally when it starts, it's going to be a race to the bottom. And we know who's going to trigger it. So yeah, I really would not want to be holding Coin right now. But yeah, I hope that's kind of like explained to you what is actually going on here. This here is the trigger that we're looking at. Because you think about it, there has to be a huge amount of value in BTC to wipe it out and flip it. So in other words, that has to come crashing down and flooding in to Bitcoin in order to turn all the miners off of Coin. Because Coin can't handle microtransactions. So therefore, there is nobody using it for any form of utility, for any app. For example, like, you know, Bevo or Weather App or, you know, Predicticology, other apps that I've seen on trends.cash. There will always be a market for that data to be uploaded onto the chain, whereas Coin can't do that. With Coin, there is a transaction fee of about $2 on each transaction, probably more if we look at when we look at all the transactions that have been backed up. So literally, when that goes to zero, there is no coming back. It is gone. No one is using it for any purpose other than to just simply send large amounts of Coin to one another. But if CoreCoin isn't worth anything, there are no large amounts that can be sent, and the chain has no use case. That's it. There we go. All right. Cheers, peeps. Right, I've been going 1 hour, 10 minutes. Good time to wrap up the show. Hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah! One vision.